All right, let's go. Wake up. Wake up. Oh, I need my hat. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no, that's it. Y'all gonna know I'm bald now. Oh, I got it way too dark in here. You know what? I don't care. It's nice and comfy for me. You guys don't want to see me anyway, so that's cool. That works really good. That looks really good. Oh, one of my I had two big studio lights, and the one I use in the recap room broke the other day. So I have one, and I have to take it up and down because recap room downstairs, and I got to bring it upstairs. So I didn't bring it upstairs this morning, so I got this other light on, and I have to douse it because it's right on top of me. Hey, Steven, how you doing, bud? Let's see. Let me blow up the chat a little bit so I can see. It says vent session. Oh boy, here we go. Right? Here's Vincent. Just why don't we just start with the fact that our Sharks were absolutely shafted by the refs last night? Such a disrespect. These zebras. I know. I know, man. Everybody giving Sharks a bad name. Steven Spencer's run down a runway. I mean, you know, the hard part for me, Steven, I'm not necessarily disagreeing all that much about how the two goals he let in last night, but like we scored no goals. You know what I mean? We scored no goals. Like it's 2-0. Bennett and Kachuk have a 2-0, and we screw it up. And yeah, that third goal was nasty. That was just a horrible goal that Spencer gave up. But you got to score goals too, right? iDog says they clearly need motivation to score. First Panther to score gets a lifetime supply of public subs. All right. Trey says we might have to face the fact that this is Matthias's fault. You know, it's not. Which games was he there for last year? I'm pretty sure he was there for game 4 and game 5. You know, because I know he would have been there for game 4 because we were possibly going to win. I don't know if he missed games. I know he wasn't here for game 7. So, yeah, we'll just blame Matthias. Derek says, who should the Panthers target defensively at the deadline? Derek, I've got a video for the members coming out a little bit later about that, so I don't want to completely give it all away. What I will say is that, you know, as I'm looking at what's available, there's some guys that we could probably get, but we are going to have to pay. We are going to have to pay to get teams to eat salary. There's nobody out there. There's nobody out there that like, okay, that's the perfect fit and the salary, and we should be able to get them. There's no silver. Accurate. There goes. My internet has been cutting in and out all morning, so I'm just going to ignore it. Hey, Jason, I'm just going to ignore it. It's been doing this all morning to me. So if I disappear for seconds at a time, I will. Steve, when he isn't scoring, he's hurtful. Nah, I disagree there. I disagree. I don't know why Verhaeghe gets such a bad rap defensively. If anybody that gets hypercritical about when guys are not fulfilling their defensive responsibilities, it's me. And I just don't see it. I don't understand why he has such a bad reputation that way. Does he do the work that Bennett and Kachuk do? No. But I can't even count on one hand. I disagree. I disagree. I completely disagree. I can't even count on one hand how many times I've thought Verhaeghe was responsible for a goal. I completely disagree. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but on that point, I'll disagree with everybody on that one, I guess. Trey says plus minus is kind of like strikeouts for a hitter. It's mostly overblown, overrated by both analysts and fans. Boy, chat's going fast now, which is good. JC says, Trey, it's a bad spot to be in. We definitely need a better defenseman. Bennett is my favorite. Wouldn't like to see him go, but he has tremendous value considering we don't have any picks or cap. It wouldn't make any JC. It would be like trading Bennett to get a defenseman would be like cutting a hole in the bottom of the boat because you forgot the plug and to plug the plug. It just wouldn't make any sense to do it. We are not winning another cup without Sam Bennett on the team. On this team, the way it's structured, you trade Sam Bennett, you forget about it. It ain't happening. We can at least have the discussion about how far in the playoffs and can we win another cup with the defense that we have. It can be argued, but without Bennett, it wouldn't make any sense. Vincent says, I want Bennett to adopt me. Hey, Matt, yeah, the team is streaky. Well, I don't know if I want to. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but this is the same thing we have every year. Like, I'm serious. Next year, we don't even need to watch the games. We just watch the replays of these. Right? JC says, yeah, I agree. It would be disastrous. I don't want it to happen. No, I don't think we have to worry about that. Now, I will give you guys something to laugh about if you want some humor this morning. Because I started doing some research because I've got a video for the members coming out. It's a short video. I'm just going to do them in short videos about possible defensive trade targets. But if you look up and read the analysis of who everybody says are the top pending defensive free agents, Ekblad's at the top of all the lists. So I guess the point there would be is I don't know how much I would trust hockey analysis. One website thinks he could be in line for a long-term deal of over $9 million. Trey says, in fact, what you might end up seeing is Spencer getting dealt in the summer, even if we retain some of his salary. Moving him most likely means Bennett and Ekblad stay. That would suck, though. Like, the only reason we don't still have two of OEL, Stenlin, Stolars, and Lorentz is because we kept Spencer Knight. That's the only reason that we don't have at least two of those guys. Or you could count Lombergen on that as well. So the idea of losing that many guys to keep Spencer Knight and then trading him, I don't disagree. But what a bad taste in the mouth. You know what I mean? It'd be like dumping your girlfriend to go back to your ex-wife. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Trey says Stolars was going to get a starting job somewhere, but yeah. I mean, maybe, not. I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Trey says, would you rather stop the bleeding with just these guys or lose Bennett too? No. We can't lose Bennett. Can't lose Bennett. You do the best you can with what we have right now. If you can get a legit top four defenseman for Sordiff in a 1 or Sordiff in a 2 or something like that, okay, you do it. But the issue is going to be salary. The issue is going to be salary in terms of if the dude is decent, we have to get them to retain salary. So now you're dealing with a very limited pool of players. Trey says, I'm the biggest Spencer fan here, but it is what it is. Vincent says, you don't want to talk Sharks? Well, as for the Panthers, I'm entering into emotion repercussion. The team isn't going this team isn't going for until the trades. I think retaining Spencer Knight's salary. I'm talking about any of the defensemen that are out there now. We would have to pay the other team to retain salary. We'd have to overpay. You know what I mean? It'd be like the player and the pick for the player, and then another pick or another player to get them to take the salary. You know what I mean? We'd end up overpaying. And I can't. Hold on a second. Vincent says, so Bilious, you want to get GM of the year, trade Ekblad and Knight, get rid of Nosek and Bolquist, bring in 2Ds and Stenlund back. 2Ds, Stenlund back. But we still need a backup goalie. We still need a backup goalie. Trey, I've got some stuff. I've got that's part of the members video that I got coming out. But there's still issues there too, Trey. There's still issues there too. He's got an extra year in the deal. I don't want to give away the whole video, but Jason says everyone needs to remember all of the Flames saw Lomberg with his championship ring, so that was a huge factor of motivation against us last night too. Trey says Luongo backup goalie. I'm telling you, we're gonna find out guys are sick. That's what happened last year. It's always Barkov first. We have to fit. He's clearly the weak link. Whatever he's doing, wherever he's going, maybe he's got some girl he hooks up with out there, but he's always the one, and then the rest of the team follows. Hey, MJ, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. He says, happy Sunday, Jaws. Good to be back for a therapy session here. I'm fighting off a cold I picked up while I was in Indy last week. The West Coast is very unkind to the Panthers right now. Headlines in a moment. Thank you, MJ. Trey. Trey. Oh, my God. That's hysterical. I don't know if I can say that or not. iDog says, we struggled on this road trip last year. We're still second in the division. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like, are we second or are we tied for first? Whatever it is. But I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it, MJ. Vincent, I don't think Ottawa's going to help us out. Like, I'm not even really looking at teams that are in the Eastern Conference that could make the playoffs, because they're not helping us out. Chopper says, hey, Jaws, just coming from grilling some meat to grill away my tears after last night. Yeah. JC, don't even say that. Don't even think that. Don't even think that. You know, there's a limited number of teams. Jesus, the Flyers took over the spot from the Rangers. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the 8th seed, what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the eighth spot in the East right now, the Senators and Flyers are tied for the 8th spot with 32 points. And then you've got the Rangers, Islanders, and Penguins all with 31 points. So none of those teams are going to help us. They're not going to send us players. They're just not. Not any that we would want anyway, right? Yeah, what's going on with the Rangers, man? Every team we beat, we break all these teams. Have you guys not noticed? God. When we finally lose a playoff series or a cup final, the celebration from some of these teams is going to be prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. When we finally do get eliminated, which eventually we will lose a playoff series. I feel confident that at some point in the future we will. The reaction, the gloating from many of these teams is going to be astronomical. Chopper says if Bennett leads the team, we won't go far in the playoffs. Bennett's getting re-signed. We're good. Vincent says, what do you mean? He's 34 and his time is running out. Senators ain't winning next year. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't think they're going to help it. They're in the playoff spot right now. I don't know. I don't see it. I could be wrong. Anarch says our defense was a strong point last season and Zito gave it all away. No way Zito should be given any GM awards. What do you mean Zito gave it all away? What are we talking about? Zito didn't give anybody away. Guys wanted to go elsewhere so they could make money. We didn't have any money to sign anybody. We've been to 2 cup finals in a row. Hey, Goat Slayer, what's cracking, Jaws? Besides our depth chart with this sickness of heads and rears needs to get out of the team. Yeah, look, I mean, like I said last, you saw, if you watched the recap, by the end of the second period, it's like, you know what? Last year we got shut out 2 times in a row in this trip, and then we won the cup. Let's run it back. We just run it back. We just do the same thing. It's all set up for us again, right? Might actually be Tree Living who wins it all jokes aside, right? Great White says, Jaws, how much is Knight making with us now per year? Because there's no way he's won. It's 4.5. His salary is $4.5 million. Yeah. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. The chat was moving so fast I didn't see it. Thank you, brother. He says, Sunday headlines, Travis Hunter wins the Heisman. Cam Fowler traded to the Blues. Max Crosby out for the year. Amber Heard is having another baby. There are drones all over New Jersey right now, and no one knows what they are. Hey, I saw the drones first. Thank you, MJ. Who was on this stream with me when I told you all the story about the 12 things I saw in the sky, and then they all disappeared? I know somebody remembers that. That was before anybody was saying anything about drones. I know. I saw them. I said it. This was weeks ago. I saw this. I think it was around Thanksgiving or Halloween or something. I know it says drones are aliens. I don't want to hear. JC, thank you, JC. Yeah. I remember coming in and I told you guys. I told Kyle too. You thought it was crazy, right? Yeah. I know what I saw. I know what I saw. Still think I'm crazy, right? That's true. Anarch says drones to spy on us. Well, yeah, I'll shoot them the moon. Only thing they're going to see outside of my house at midnight is if I'm outside walking and I want to take a leak. That's about the best they're going to see, right? MJ says so many things I want to say about the drones. I don't know anything about them. In other words, I've seen the headlines, but I've not watched any videos or anything like that about it. Who the hell knows, right? JC's there, Walmart drones gearing up for deliveries. Chopper says aliens would be the least surprising thing for me right now. I just tell them to abduct Ekblad, right? Marlboro Man says, who's gone at the deadline, Jaws? Zito's ears are smoking. He's working the phones. No GM can handle his fierce gaze. I don't. Let's put it this way. I don't even want to put it out there. I don't even want to put it out there that Zito would try to get us out of this mess by dealing Samoskevich. I'm concerned about that. Because that's a chip. I don't want him using that chip. But I guarantee you he's gotten some calls. Trey says delivery drones is the dumbest idea ever. People will be shooting those out of the sky and stealing your packages. Right? Well, actually, instead of shooting the drone out of the sky, what you need is a this is what you need. Somebody can make this, okay? Like a net gun that shoots up, right? So you see the drone and it's still 100 feet up and it's going around the block to deliver something, and it's like a spear gun, but it's attached to a net, right? Okay, and so you shoot it up and the rope stays attached to the net, and then it captures the drone, and then it brings it back, and then that way you get whatever the drone was carrying, but you also get the drone, and you sell it on eBay as a living. I think that's my next. I think that's my next thing. Yeah, well, that'd be a hell of a YouTube channel. That'd make for good content. Capturing drones with a spear gun with a net attached to it. Yeah, that'll work. I think that'd be good content, right? Then I got to get a spear gun sponsorship. See, I'm full of good ideas. Vincent, sharks are good. Yeah, well, a grappling hook, right? Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, MJ. Chopper says, screw it. Ekblad, Adam Boquist, Nate Schmidt, and a 2026 first for Trocheck and Fox. Let me get back to that. It's not a bad idea, I think. MJ says, people are talking aliens, so I must ask, are we alone in the universe? Is the X-Files real life? Cue the X-Files theme song. All I can say, my personal opinion, is that I've seen enough things in my life to know that I think the idea that any of us know what the hell is going on is bogus. You know what I mean? Like I've seen enough of my life, unexplained shit. I've seen enough unexplainable shit and experienced enough unexplainable events to just be like, I'm just here, man. I'm just here, you know. Trey says, Flying Fluffy Hockey brought to you by Wayne Tech. Yeah, I know, a new channel idea. Flying Fluffy, Flying Saucer Hunters. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. We've got the van. Kyle and I can camp in the van, right? And I'm not that far from New Jersey. Like I'm not that far from New Jersey. I don't even know if it's 90 minutes. How far from Chestertown to New Jersey? I don't even think it's 90 minutes. Well, it's 2.5 hours that way. But if you come straighter up, it's probably like 2 hours. It's probably like 2 hours. Anthony, how you doing? How bad are the cats? They're fine. They're fine. We do this. Let's put it this way. This road trip, they are excused because this is what they do every year. Last year, we got shut out 2 times in a row on this exact road trip, and then we won the cup. So while we do have our issues and all of that, this road trip, this is just like, that one family member's house, right? That you only go over maybe once every 3 or 5 years, because they're kind of Cocoa Puffs and you have to act a certain way, right? And everybody knows that they're all acting a certain way. And we kind of excuse each other for how we're acting because it's only for the benefit of the one Cocoa Puff family member. That's what this road trip is. It's just like, just go out there, get sick, do your thing, get your shutout. You suck, come on home. It just is what it is. Here we go. Here comes Vincent. Excuse me. Aliens were invented by sci-fi authors under their handlers. Everything else is about lack of understanding of this world and lack of awareness of technologies and secret available for decades. When do you start your truther web YouTube channel, Vincent? I like that. Chopper. Yeah, I was in the Air Force back in the 90s. I was in during Desert Storm. Yeah, great. Why? Would I see anything strange in the Air Force? I got to think about that for a second. No, I heard some third-hand stories. But like, you know how there's all the YouTube channels where the guys go out into the wilderness and they hear the noises and the camping and all of that. I've been in some of the most remote areas you can get to in the middle of the night when it's like you could put your hand right, like you could put your hand right here attached to your head and not see your hand. I've been out there and done that and nothing happened. Now that doesn't mean nothing ever happens, but I was in some locations that you would think there would be like, there could be some spooky shit happening and nothing happened. I was kind of disappointed. Anthony says, were I a fighter pilot or a plane mechanic? No, I was neither. I was actually on my way to being a pilot until I took the eye test and my vision was fine, but my depth perception sucks. So that nixed that idea. So I ended up going in as services and supply, but I had a pretty good job. I had a pretty good job running what was considered the computer department for the billeting operation. And all it basically was you talk about 1989 and 91, talking about tapes. And it wasn't disk drives and CDs or anything like that. We had our computer systems on the base, but everything was recorded on these giant 18-inch wheels of tapes. And it was my job to back them up every night and then delete the old ones. It was really, really weird. It was like technology that only existed for a little bit before they finally got to the floppy disks and everything like that. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Says, you got me going, so I'll ask, does Bigfoot exist? Hold on. Does Bigfoot exist? What about Loch Ness monsters or even vampires or zombies? Bigfoot is just, I mean, I've seen skunk ape footprints. I've seen them. There was a skunk ape that was over in the Malabar area because there was still a lot of undeveloped land over there. And I've seen skunk ape, and it wasn't even like when you live in some of these areas, like people are like, yeah, no, there's a couple of skunk apes. There's a family. It's like nobody even thinks about it because they've seen them so many times. Anthony says, Jaws, I recently noticed with the Panthers the past few seasons, since they've been going to the playoffs, they're usually on cruise control during the season. Exactly. Especially this year. Making it to 3 Stanley Cup finals in a row is terribly difficult. And really the only thing this regular season is making the playoffs and staying healthy. That's really all it's about, right? Now, it makes it difficult to assess the defense. I think we know offensively, we know our guys, right? We really didn't lose. I mean, the only guy who was in the top 9 last year we kind of lost was Tarasenko, but he wasn't even on the team all that much, the full year. It's hard to assess what the defense is going to do. I'm going to scroll to the bottom here because I missed a few comments. Josh flying an F-15 Eagle. Well, now JC. That was not a skunk ape. That was the heifer leaving my apartment you picked up the night before at the bar. I was there with my kids though, so I don't think that was it. Jeez, damn, JC got hurt over the summer, man. Mood. There goes the internet. Jeez, I should be back. Marlboro Man says, I like Schmidt. I've been a little disappointed in Belinskas. He's been very inconsistent. Yeah. Trey says, I think skunk apes are one of the stages of evolution between ape and human. I always found it weird that the least evolved made it, but the evolved species between did not. I've flown in a C-17. It's cold. What were the planes that flew in Independence Day? Damn, I don't know. I was the pilot of Con Air. Oh, man. Good thing I didn't become a pilot, though, right? Pilot with vertigo probably wouldn't do so well. That probably wouldn't do all that well, right? I tell you what, those guys on the runway, they get cold. In Alaska, when you're out there, and it's 70 below, 2 a.m, pitch black, they would come in. They would come in and their mustaches would be frozen. And I've seen it. Hold on a second, Great White. I'll check it. I've seen the guys walk in with the frozen mustache, and you go to wipe your nose and rip the mustache off. It breaks because it's all frozen. Hold on a second. Let me see, Great White. Let me go over here. I got 5, so it looks like. See, MJ. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Great White. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Great White. Much appreciated, brother. He says, Cats, please, let's not start a losing streak now. Absolutely. Totally agree. Yeah, that must have happened. You must have sent it right as my internet glitched. But it definitely went through. Thank you for reminding me and telling me. Yeah, the dudes on the runways, they get cold, man. What was this? Anthony says, this is a great hockey stream. I love this, right? There's some people that believe the legend of the Yeti, skunk ape, or Bigfoot is basically just a gigantic puss who survived extinction. Huh? Trey says, my grandpa was a pilot. My dad was a pilot. I became a comedian. Well, my grandpa helped build the Panama Canal, and my dad was a printer, so I became a YouTuber. But I do too many things at once. I could say I'm a massage therapist, I'm a YouTuber, I sell stuff on eBay. It's like 8 different things I do. And he says the methodology of vampires was created in Eastern European countries that didn't understand Reinfeld syndrome, which causes people to drink blood. Seriously. Huh. That's crazy. I've never heard that before. Can you imagine, actually, is that like a real thing? Where they have to drink blood? Is it they have to drink blood or they have a fetish to drink blood? That's wild. Hold on a second. I just got to see it. All right. My ex is supposed to be here any minute to pick up Matthias. So I thought I heard a bunch of noise, but I guess not. Oh, okay. Right, the Yeti, just the gigantic. I can't read it. The giant ape that was extinct, but that survived. Well, they're there. I've seen the footprints. I don't have any pictures of them though. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, MJ. He says, okay, so now people are talking airplanes, so I'll say this. Do not fly in those tiny private planes. Fly commercial if possible, and do not fly in hot air balloons. Now, I've never flown in a hot air balloon. I have flown in one of those small planes a couple of times. There was one time where this was way back in the day, like 1987, supposed to go over to the Bahamas, and I think it was Freddie Laker Airlines, and their plane had problems, so they chartered a plane for us to go over, and it was a small ass plane. And then I also took when I flew into Texas to go to basic training, they fly you commercial, and then they get you to the regular commercial airport, and then they put you on a teeny tiny airplane, and they fly you to another airport that's not on the Air Force base, and then they stick you out on the runway and make you wait for a bus to come pick you up to drive your ass to the Air Force base. Yeah, those small planes, no. Trey says, I can totally land a plane. Ancestral instinct will take over. Can anybody fly a plane? Well, you just start that'll inspire a lot of confidence if you start asking for help from your dead grandpa on the plane. Help me, Grandpa, help me. And he says, most of my friends in high school ended up going into special forces for the Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, and Army. Yeah, special forces I didn't have what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not the dude you want to send to war. You know what? I'm bad at taking the directions. I'm the dude that you want to orchestrate to do the planning and have somebody else go do all that other shit. Kyle, I think his mom's supposed to be here soon, or is she going to be later? No, I think she's supposed to be here soon. Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure. Right? Chris, you hate healthcare and insurance. What's going on, brother? Well, I can't even disagree with you, man. I haven't had insurance I haven't had like non-state insurance since the kids were born. Yeah, no small planes and no tiny submarines. Oh my God. I still see videos about that stinking submarine. That was crazy. Chopper says, I tried applying for the Brazilian Air Force as a pilot, but the exam was ridiculously hard. Plus, I wasn't physically fit enough. Seems like they wanted to make special forces out of fighter pilots. Yeah, I got close. I was pretty much approved. My test scores were good. You know, all my aptitude stuff, everything was good. It was weird. It wasn't even like I didn't dream of flying planes. It's just like, you want to sign up for the Air Force? Yeah. You want to fly a plane? Yeah. Okay, take this test. And so I took the tests and everything was good. And so they went to send me to go do like all the physical stuff. And my vision was freaking laser beams. Perfect. but my depth perception. And apparently, I guess there was not, you can't like get depth perception glasses and fly a plane. And so that one thing stopped me from doing it. But it wasn't like I was heartbroken. It was like, I just was like, I want to sign up for the Air Force. And they were the ones that offered me like, well, you want to fly? I'm like, okay, sure. Why not? Why not? Right. So sucked. Hey, Frank, how you doing, bud? Oh, there we go. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Great White. He says it was flying fluffy drones over New Jersey. Yeah, let's get the flying fluffy logo on those on the drones. Yeah. Now, Anthony, I want you to think about the question that you just asked me. I want you to read the sentence to yourself and think about the question that you just asked me. They found the remains of the Titan near the Titanic, right? Frank says we need speed and skill. Isn't that, no, that's what your girlfriend said, Frank. Isn't that what your girlfriend said? This is Sharks territory. Yeah, we need to Flying Fluffy Airlines. Yeah, Flying Fluffy Airlines, sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. All right, so Anthony, the answer to your question is Jaws. That's the irony in the question, is the answer to the question is in the question. That's the irony. Morgan & Morgan. Princess Bride. Oh my God. I haven't seen any of those. I stopped watching the animated movies when it's like 35 years old now. When the kids stopped watching the animated movies is when I pretty much stopped. Right at the end of like the really good Pixar movies. Right at the end of the good Pixar movies was when I stopped. I think Up was like my favorite, my last favorite animated movie. Was I a big wrestling fan? No. Can't say that I was. I didn't watch a whole lot. I didn't watch a whole lot of anything. I watched football, but I was outside all the time. I was literally outside all the time. We were either playing football in the street. We had the Optimist Club was only it took like 5 minutes to walk, and it was a full professional football field, baseball field, basketball courts, tennis courts. I was never inside. You could just go up there any day of the week, and there'd be a group of kids playing, and you just jump in the game, or there'd be 10 of us playing football on our street. All the corporate things are sponsored by Morgan & Morgan now. Trey says, my dad and I are the only ones who didn't serve, but even he got some civilian medals for some cargo trips he did during Desert Storm. So it's really just you that didn't do anything. Yeah, but you did the humor thing. You'll be like the Bob Hope, right, Trey? When we are celebrating 100 years in Afghanistan and Iraq, Trey will be there doing the Bob Hope thing. JC says Navy is Uber, Air Force is the crazy cousin you call when things get hairy, Army is the cleanup crew, and the Marines get it done. Hoorah. Yeah, well, our joke, JC, was I was going to join the military, but I joined the Air Force instead. That was our joke. But see, where I was stationed, Eielson, right across the street I believe it's Elmendorf. The Army base was right across the street from the Air Force base. And we could see what they were doing in certain locations. And so we'd be walking to the dining hall at 7:00 in the morning in our civilian clothes, because we didn't have to be to work till like 8:30, 9 o'clock. and those Army dudes would be on the other side of the road on mile 3 in full formation, full dress, full. And Jay says, but at the same time, nobody wanted me to serve. It was kind of like, we did this so you don't have to. Hold on, Frank. Hey, thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. I know one poor girl that did the lap band surgery. It didn't do what you would think it would do. Because when you lose that much weight real fast, I felt bad for her. She was a massage client. She was a good person. I felt she had really gotten big, and then she did the lap band surgery, and so she lost a lot of weight really quick. But everything was so soft, and the skin was all baggy, and I kind of felt bad for her. She kind of looked better, just bigger. Yeah. Is it still frozen? I think I should be okay now, right? You can totally picture Fluffy flying logos on planes during Vietnam. Oh, yeah. But instead of the cup in his mouth, because they have the pinup girls, right? So you'd have Fluffy, but with the pinup girl in the mouth. Hey, Rosado, not lap dance, lap band. Lap band. Basically, Rosado, what it is they, for lack of a better explanation, they like tie a band around your stomach to make you not want to eat as much. Chopper says lipo sucks. Don't do that. Yeah, these days it's not worth it. Yeah, pinup girl rubbing Fluffy's yeah, you got to be careful where the hand placement if she's going to be rubbing Fluffy's belly. How about his head? Bomb puppy. Bomb puppy, Fluffy's F4 Phantom. I love it. iDog says, so is today the day the Dolphins beat a team with a winning record? I'm not feeling good about it. I'm not going to lie. I don't feel so good about it. Hey, Frank. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, buddy. He says, hey, man, seriously, we need a combination of speed, skill, and grit. I'm not seeing that this year. All the teams can play our style, but elite players don't come often. Marner wound that guy, just my opinion. So I'm not disagreeing that we need players. No disagreement. It's the cup tax. We lost a lot. There's no doubt. I do believe it appears as though we lost more than we did, at least in the grit department, because I just don't think guys are playing with their full complement, anything close to what they would play in the playoffs. But we do need some defensive personnel for sure. Ray Rosado says, what's the really good news I've been meaning to tell you? I haven't been meaning to tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you yet. Even the members post. I made a post to the members, which, by the way, thank you for everybody who read the members post yesterday and who donated. That's much appreciated. I promise you in the end, you'll understand why I couldn't say anything and why it's worth it. Yeah, MJ, Jaws ain't saying nothing. Hey, Mike's here. Mike, Bob is the bottom 5 goalie in the league right now, according to Jay Fresh. I mean, statistically, right? I mean, how bad is it? Vague booking. How bad is it? Let me see his names, his numbers. I just don't feel like he's playing bad. Like, it's not like he's given up, like, what's he at right now? Let's see. It's not that terrible. It's not that bad. I mean, 892 and a 287. So he's only, I mean, last year he only finished with a 915, and the year before was 901. Let's put it this way. The first year that we went to the Cup final, his goals against was 307. So he literally has a better goals against now than he did the first year we went to the finals. His save percentage has never been great with us. 900, 906, 913, 901, 915 last year was the best year, then 892 now. I think, I mean, if he can get that up to 905 by the end of the year and maybe 2.5, I think he's okay. Rosado says, you think the new kid will help him? That's possible too. Oh crap, that's right. The Dolphin game starts in 5 minutes. Yeah, he's never been all that great statistically, right? Frank says Toronto wants Bennett so bad we can fleece Tree leaving again. Man, no. You can't. You just kiss the cup goodbye without Sam Bennett. Okay? You can forget that. Chopper says, what do I think of the Cam Fowler trade? Is he washed? What I think is I don't know what the hell Anaheim's doing. What are they doing? Like, it's almost like they just decided to spin the roulette reel and what should we do? And it just doesn't make any sense what they're doing. I think honestly, what the Ducks need to do is just send Gudas back to us. Just send Gudas back to us. I think that would even it out. They got a guy they lost. I think to even it out, they should just send us back Gudas for a fourth. Yeah, Gudas for a fourth. That makes sense to me. Right, and then imagine taking on Trouba's entire contract. Right. It don't make no sense what they're doing. Hey, thank you, Dana. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Dana. Great White wants to know, would Knight make a good Vasilevsky backup? I mean, would Tampa spend that money? Tampa has traditionally gone to the bottom of the barrel for the backup goaltenders. I don't think that would make too much sense for anybody. What's this? Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, MJ. He says, if you could talk to any NHL player in the past, living or deceased, who would it be and why? He says, I'll go first, Gordie Howe, because he was Mr. Hockey. Honestly, I would want to talk to Johnny Gaudreau so he could give us all the instructions on what to do to that putz that eliminated him. That's what I would want to do. I'd want to have a face-to-face. We all get together, the whole channel, just meet with Johnny Gaudreau, and he can just give us all instructions on what to do. Yeah. Didn't mean to get dark there, but I have a soft spot for drunk drivers. And it ain't so soft. Adonis says, I think they're clearing cap space by trading their old pieces. That's why I talk about John Gibson, since she's an aging goalie hitting on the decline and has a $6.4 million cap hit. Right. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but then what was Trouba about? You know what I mean? That's what I mean. The two moves together don't make any sense. That's what I can't sort through, unless they're just going to flip everybody and send us Gudas back. I'm trying to manifest them. Just give us Gudas back. Mikula Gudas for the second pair. Just give us the cup now. Frank says, trade Knight, Buy out Bob. That's 11 million caps for next year. Lankin is playing better tonight and making leave. I don't think Bob's not going anywhere. Knight could possibly go, but Bob's not going anywhere. Oh, yeah. Also, we would tell Dan Snyder not to get in the car with Danny Heatley. Yep. Chopper says Spencer is fine. Gents, you all forget that the best goalies in the leagues are almost 30 or above. Give him some time and good defense in front of him, and he won't be a bust. Rosado says the dude is out of jail now? How can that be true? Chris says, do we need instructions? I think it might be pretty clear what he'd say. Yeah, but we need permission. When you're dealing with the forces, the unseen forces, you need permission to act on somebody else's behalf. That's a whole different podcast. That's a whole different podcast. You got to have permission. Yeah, Matthew says, what? I'm assuming that you're talking about him being out of jail, right? Oh, I see. Don says, that's what I'm saying. It was a fleecing from the Rangers for how bad the contract is, and they still got decent return for it. I thought it was a terrible trade for the Ducks. Right. It don't make any sense. Dana says, no, I don't think he's out of jail. I haven't followed it. Rosado said, wait, never mind. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. What's a good pregame meal? All right, so a good pregame meal. Here we go. And then I got to run after this. Is 8 ounces almond milk, 2 tablespoons of stevia, 2 tablespoons of Transparent Labs chocolate protein powder, a tablespoon of collagen, 1 tablespoon of organic cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of maca, a tablespoon of ashwagandha, and 3.5 tablespoons of peanut butter. Put that in the blender, and that's your pregame meal. I see that, Rosado. I see that, Rosado. Cordial ball and skis. Balls and skis. All right, what was the thing? Boquist, balls and skis, and Ekblad for Trocheck and Fox. I mean, Balinskis and Ekblad for Trocheck and Fox. I love it, but why would the Rangers do that? That would solve a lot of problems, but salary-wise, how we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it salary-wise, and have a battle between Knight and Stolarz for starter after Bobrovsky leaves, right? And the Leafs ain't giving us back. I've already called the Leafs. They ain't giving us back anything. Nosek for Achari, yeah. Great White says, would I give Bob a 2-year extension on his contract? Not the $10 million. 5. He can have 5. He can have 5. Right? Rosado, as far as I know, they're split skis. I have a feeling at some point there will be a reconciliation to the point where they will do like, these are our final Hall & Oates shows together. The money for that would be too good. The story would be too good. In fact, maybe they did the whole breakup thing as a skit to make money from their final concerts together. Who knows? All right, everybody. I got to roll. Go kick rocks. Thank you for the call. Yeah, X is here. All right, everybody. Appreciate all the support. Like I said, I got a members only video coming out within the next half hour or so. It's already done. I just got to upload it. And then I will see you tomorrow, bright and early at noon. And we got tomorrow night. And then the week of surprises begins. Thank you for all the super chats. Appreciate it. Let's see if the Dolphins can finally beat a team with a winning record now.